So far we studied inheritance using interfaces and abstract classes. So whatever we have studied in using interfaces and abstract classes, that itself concludes inheritance chapter actually. But I am going one more step further and explaining you inheritance with respect to concrete classes. Say abstract class is a class and a concrete class is also a class. Okay, but whatever the way inheritance we do there, it remains same here also. But the main focus in this chapter is to teach you the use of what? Super keyword. Okay, see now, now to illustrate that, I have taken a classic example. I have a class called father here, then I have a class called son, and I have a class called test. Say, let's say father have a property, let's call it as string home1 equal to, and let's have a behavior for father, let's call it as public void. Instead of taking it as do something, let's call it as good behavior. So what's the good behavior father is having? Our fathers will have. So and the list goes on. Now let's take son. We have a class son. He has no relationship with the father yet. Right? We are not saying extends father. Now my question is, if I go here, if I create an object of son, let's say son Rahul Gandhi equal to new son. Now can I call Rahul Gandhi dot home1? Is it possible or not? Obvious is it's not possible, right? Because class son has no member called home1, and the home1 is actually defined in father, but son has no relationship with the father yet. So what we do now, so if I compile this here, I'll get an error. Java C ztest.java. So we are getting an error that cannot find symbol home1. So I'm not going to make any changes here. All I'm going to do is I'll simply say extends father. Now you see the same program will compile and it will execute. Good enough. So what did we understood? When son extends father, that means whatever is there in the father is inherited. That is home1 as well as good behavior is inherited by son. So idea is like this. The fundamental idea of inheritance is to reuse the code. Say when the father is having enough properties and behavior, why son should work? Please do work. Don't take it literally. Here idea is that if a parent is having some properties and behavior, and if you are going to create a child class which have the similar, the same behaviors are required, and you may have some more thing extra also. Let's say son can have public void do something like this. Let's say son is doing something. Now what do we see here? Son has got home1, good behavior as well as do something. So now if you go here and if you call Rahul Gandhi dot good behavior and Rahul Gandhi dot do something, let's compile this and execute. So got sweet home and he got father's good behavior and he also has his own behavior. Now understand this guys, this is very very important. Just by extending father, whatever is there here, he has inherited. You don't need to rewrite this whole code. You don't need to have home1, you don't need to have good behavior. You just have to say extends father, whatever is there, he has inherited it. So that is the whole point why we use inheritance. Why do we use inheritance? The reason is because in order to reuse the code which is already there in the parent. So that is the whole fundamental use of inheritance. I repeat again, the fundamental use of inheritance is to reuse the code which is already written. Is it clear? So now that we have done this one, this fundamental use results in some issues. Say for example, Rahul Gandhi, let's say the son, what the instance we created, dot woman we are calling, yes, it works fine, and good behavior is also works fine. But think, son inherits father only because he wanted his father's properties, but not the behaviors. So what he will do now? So you already have the behavior, good behavior. This is where method overriding comes into picture. What he will do, he will create exactly same method as father, but he will change the whole body. See, if you are overriding the method and keeping the same body, there is no point in overriding at all, because it's already there, it's already been inherited. So what do we do now here? We'll override with different body. Let's say son extends father, he will change the good behavior into bad behavior. So son inherited father, you don't want the good behavior what father is having, you might override it and change the behavior completely. Let's say talk rubbish, crack jokes on Modi. So now we see this, if I compile and execute, now that the good behavior method is present in son, the one which is there in the son will be called. When we say Rahul Gandhi dot good behavior, the method, first what it will do, it will check if there's a method called good behavior already present in the son, because it's an instance of son, is an instance of son. So if it is present, this method will be called, or else it will look if that method is present in the parent, then it will execute the one which is in parent. So since good behavior already present in son, we are getting the output whatever the contents of good behavior method present in the son class itself. So what we actually done here is, we have override, we actually overridden this. So it doesn't matter whether you add the annotations or not. Okay, what we have understood here fundamentally, if a method is overridden in child, when we instantiate the child and when we call the method which is overridden will be called. Now take a situation, suppose assume the son decided to override good behavior of father, and you want to keep everything same, but you want to have something extra. What good son will do? So let's say son has overridden father's behavior and is being supportive and teaching important lessons in life to his children and helping India to become free of Congress. Let's assume that this is another one extra statement that son want to add. But yeah, obviously this will work. If we compile and execute, now we see the method which has been overridden is been called here. But the problem here is that these two lines of code already written in father, then why we are rewriting here? Remember in the last class I told you, in Java at any cost, at any point, we do not rewrite the code. The whole language has been built that way. Again, mark my word, in Java we never rewrite the code. So how do we resolve this problem? Simple. If I say super keyword, remember this keyword is used for calling the members of the same class. Same way super keyword can be used for calling the members of super class. So that means that if I call super.goodBehavior, I am calling the code which is present in the good behavior of super class. Who is the super class here? Father is the super class. And who is the child class? Son is the child class or subclass. And here we can call it as super class or parent class. So super.goodBehavior, is it that I can call only good behavior method? No, it's not like that. If there are any other methods are there here that can also be called. Say for example, if we have public void do good, So public void do good, and I have created one method called with the contents good is done. Now if I go here and if I call, now let me, before I do that, let me compile this and execute. See this here now. So without rewriting the code, I am getting those two lines which is there in the father. Along with that, the extra line which I have added in the son, this extra line, isn't it? Same way, any members of the superclass can be called using super keyword. Let's say do good. Good is done. So after this, we are calling this. You can call like this if you wish. So I hope so far the concepts are clear. Now I am moving to one of the important part, okay, that I'll cover it in the next video.